Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 131. Today was a work gym workout. Did this after my shift today. It was like a 9-hour shift. So I was kind of pretty tired at this point, but wanted to get the workout in. The main reason why I love working out this gym so much is because of these skill mills where you can do sled pushes. I'm a huge fan of doing sled pushes for just lower body conditioning, because you're getting all of those very deep joint angles through the ankles, knees and hips. And it really just trains you to push through the ball of the foot, kind of like when you're doing acceleration sprinting. And it's also a concentric only action. There's no eccentric loading of the muscle, so you can really just go ham on sled pushes and there's not going to be any soreness the next day. So yeah, I always try and make sure that, well, I don't always try and make sure, but I really would like to make sure that I get at least 1 or 2 sled pushes in every week. I don't have a way of doing that at home, so doing them in the work gym would be ideal. Split jerks, I started off with jerk balances today, worked up to 60 kilos with that. The jerk balances were feeling pretty good actually. I noticed that sometimes when I jump my front foot out, I don't jump it wide enough, and then as a result, my knee goes in more than my foot does. So like my toes are kind of pointing forwards and my knee is pointing in a little bit. I know it should be sort of toe in and then knee out a little bit to help create that external torque. Get that tension in the glute medius as you push the knee out. But I worked up to a few heavy sets of 100 kilos today. Weight was moving okay. I think the fatigue was definitely affecting my form on these lifts, and there was a few lifts that were a bit questionable. I thought at this point in the workout, these hundreds are feeling quite easy, so I figured why not try going up to 105. Try 105 for a double, which we'll see here in a second. I actually asked one of my friends here at the gym to record me. You can tell he's like 20 years old because he recorded it in vertical. Obviously, that's the main form of content now. Everyone's doing shorts and TikTok reels and Instagram reels and whatnot. But it did give me a better angle of the shot. So here it is. Here's that 105. Not bad, actually. Felt pretty stable in the catch. And I was like, great, I'm going to go again. And completely missed up the dip and the bar rolled off the front rack position. So I had to say, I'm not going to try and do that again. Then decided I'd drop it back down to 100 just to keep it safe, and just carried on with the form. I think my split jerk form is really improving though. I'm feeling a lot more stable in that overhead position when I catch. Admittedly on a few of these lifts I was sort of jumping my front foot around a little bit, like on this one I think, for example. Yeah, a little bit unstable there, but I'm definitely improving on the distance between my feet when I jump. So even though I haven't increased the weight in a few weeks, that 105 is like the heaviest I've ever done, even attempted for a double in a split jerk. But it's just building up volume and work capacity and form, technical mastery with this weight before I can actually get up. On that one there, maybe stepped out a little bit too wide, had to jump my foot back a little bit. But overall, I think that these split jerks are getting a lot better. And then in keeping with the theme of the deload week, I decided that I would do just 10 reps of dips and pull-ups, but with extended range of motion, trying to make sure that I go all the way down as low as I can, end range of motion in the dips to get that stretch across the anterior deltoid, obviously across the pecs as well. Thinking behind this is to help deload from all the weighted dips I've been doing, and my biceps tendons weren't feeling super great after doing those jerks, not like to the point where pain, injury, but I know when they flare up a little bit, and it's probably a good idea not to do extended range of motion, weighted dips and weighted pull-ups, because that's just going to help the tendon. That's just going to make the tendon flare up even more. But yeah, these pull-ups and dips, I supersetted them together, so like no rest straight after the dips. They felt pretty good actually. I went nice and wide on these pull-ups to help get some back engagement. Another thing, people come up to me in the gym and they're saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry I've walked in front of the camera," but like I couldn't care less. People walking in front of the camera. It's a public gym. If I'm recording in there, they have just as much a right to be in there as I do. What right do I have to get angry at them, or to be annoyed, or act like I'm some sort of superior person because I've got a camera out in the gym, or like I'm some fit guy? I honestly couldn't care less when people walk out in front of the camera. If anything, I encourage them to. Hey, they get to be in one of my videos if they want to be anyway. I usually do try not to get people in because for privacy purposes they might not want to be in the video, but sometimes it's unavoidable. But for the most part, who cares if you're in one of my videos in the background milling about? No one cares. I'm trying to focus the camera on me. If you walk across, then that's fair enough. I don't care. But yeah, pull-ups and dips went really well. I only did 2 sets of 10 each. I must say, I was really struggling on these pull-ups, to be honest with you. I haven't done like extended sets of pull-ups, or pull-ups or reps in a long time. For any of you OGs who've watched my channel for a long time, basically like my family and friends, I did actually, back in lockdown 2020, like summer 2020, I actually did a 200 pull-ups a day challenge where I literally did 200 pull-ups a day for 30 days. And oh my God, the gains I got from that challenge were insane. My back completely blew up. I have, considering right now the taper that I have, I would say a vast majority of like the size and the width I have in my back is from just doing pull-ups over and over and over and over again for 30 days, 200 times a day. If you do anything 200 times a day for 30 days, you will get absolutely fantastic at it. Your nervous, I mean physically at least, I mean also mentally, but your nervous system, your muscular system adapt over that course of time. Would I recommend doing the challenge? I probably wouldn't recommend you doing it. I mean, if you're crazy and you're bored, of course, go ahead and do it. But it's definitely an ordeal because even 50 pull-ups a day is a challenge for some people. But doing 200, yeah, it was an ordeal. But I definitely, got out what I put into it. Then I finished up with some dumbbell pullovers. For me, I've recently gone down the rabbit hole of pullovers on YouTube and how they are so beneficial for increasing the size of your chest and just improving the appearance of your upper body, improving that V taper, like expanding the distance between your ribs. And so I've been prescribing for my clients a lot recently as well, because a lot of my clients, they do have this issue where they tend to be very tight and closed up through the front of the body. Just average Westerners nowadays, people who live in Western societies, we work on desk jobs, we spend a lot of our life sedentary, or just generally don't learn how to have good posture, or more optimal posture during the day. Then generally we will tend to round through the front of the body and get a lot more flexion through the thoracic spine. So I think that the dumbbell pullover really helps to alleviate that problem and helps to reverse it by pulling it in the opposite direction. So I've been incorporating more of those, not for my posture, but more for an aesthetic purpose. And then obviously neck training at the end, as you guys know. I'm a big fan of neck training as well. I think I am starting to see a few gains of my neck. It's getting a little bit thicker, and I'm starting to notice it's also affecting the shape of my jaw and my face as well. I may do a video about this in the future, but yeah, neck training is definitely a big one that I'm a big fan of on my upper body days. All right, guys, that is pretty much it from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.